Let's get this beat started. We're going to be using Patrick Starr's products today. We are using his primer called Secure the Sweat. Now this is supposed to be a primer for those who are in hot conditions, who also are prone to sweating. I work in a kitchen. I have a restaurant, so I'm in a kitchen, so I figured I better try this and see how this holds my foundation. And it went in very well, and it just melted into my skin, so I really like that. This is his Beaty Blender, and we're going to also be going in with Turn Up the Base foundation as well as his blurring powder. I also have some setting spray from Patrick Starr. We're going to also be trying that for the first time, which is On Till Dawn. So let's go in with this foundation. This is a full coverage foundation, and you can build up the coverage. Now the foundation, I just use one pump. As you can see, that one pump is going a very long way, and I really like the color. The color is in dark deep 25. So I was surprised that this color blended so well, because normally I have to mix colors from time to time, but this one, I have to admit, the color was spot on. Now it's giving me very good coverage for one. It wasn't even a full pump, and it's blending very well. I really like the Beaty Blender. It is not like soaking up a lot of the makeup. So as you can see, that one pump, I could really stop right there. If I wanted more of a natural look as far as my foundation, I could stop right here, but hey, I want to see what this foundation gives. So I'm going to put a little more on, okay? But I do like the coverage it's given. So I want to try a little bit more, so I put a little dab more on my finger here, because I'm just constantly gradually building up the coverage. I don't want too much, but I don't want too little. So I'm really impressed by the color of this foundation. Now I'm actually doing my foundation by a window because I wanted to see what it looked like in natural lighting. So here I turned on my ring light to give a little more light, because I'm going to be doing my eyebrows, and I actually got this eyebrow marker from the TikTok shop, and I will leave information below on this marker, and I fell in love with it. It gives you a microblading look. It really mimics hair strokes. So I wanted to get in a little closer so you guys can see. Now this particular marker, the reason why I like it, because I've tried markers in the past, but the reason why I like this one is because the actual points are shaped like a hook. So they're bent. So it kind of helps to give that shape to the actual hair strokes, to make it look like hair strokes when you're actually putting the marker on your skin. And this is in the color dark brown or brown black. I have to go back and take a look, but I'll leave the information below on this marker. It is awesome. As you can see, it's mimicking. It doesn't look like marker. It really looked really natural looking when I was done. I was very surprised at how well this came out. But you do want to use a very light hand. I don't know if you can tell from the way I'm using it, but I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, okay? Because I don't want it to come out too dark. So now I'm just going in and I'm just highlighting my brow and adding some concealer to my eyelid as a base for my eyeshadow. So I like to do this because it helps my eyeshadow to stay, and it helps my eyeshadow to also pop, and for the color to stand out more. Now because I have oily skin, I always set my foundation once I'm done applying once I finish applying the concealer, because if I don't do that, it's going to crease. Now I used to use the eyelid primers, but I found that if I just put some powder on top of the concealer, it really does help with non-creasing. So I stopped using the primers on my lid, and I just put powder over top to keep that concealer in place, and it gives a good foundation for my eyeshadow. So I'm just getting my eyes prepared for eyeshadow, and I'm just going in on the top of my brow to make that brow pop a little bit more. And I didn't add any more color or any more product to my brush. I'm just using what was left on the brush, because it was a lot of concealer still on that brush, so might as well use it. So here I'm just blending out that concealer using that really nice Beaty Blender by Patrick Starr. I love the shape of it because he has different indentions on this Beauty Blender that makes it really easy to get into tight spots. I really think whoever thought of this Beauty Blender really gave it some thought. I love the way that you can pinch it with your fingers and you can get right into small spaces, but yet and still it's a nice size beauty blender, you know? So kudos to Patrick Starr for this great beauty blender. This is like the best one I've tried. So now I'm just going back in with a little bit more foundation, that term, the base foundation. I'm just going back in with a little bit more just to kind of even out the places where I put that concealer and where my foundation was. I just kind of want to make sure that they are, you know, blending and it's not like a harsh line of color from light color to dark. So now I'm going in and I'm going to set my eyelid with some setting powder. And this is just some air spun loose face powder that you can get from like Walmart or Target. And it gets a pretty big size container, so I've had it for a long time. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put some eyeshadow in using the Juvia's Place Nomad palette. This is one of my favorite palettes. I love this palette because when I first got it, I wasn't sure if I would like it, and it ends up being one of my favorites because the colors really go well with my skin tone. So I have to say this too, shout out to Juvia's for knowing a balance of color, because I did not think those colors would look good together on me, but it actually looks very nice because it gives me drama without being overly dramatic, if that makes sense. And yeah, and I really like the green. I never thought that I could wear like a green eyeshadow, but yeah, it does very well with my skin tone. So I'm very pleased with that. So I'm just going in into my crease and I'm starting off with that like burnt orange brown color. Now I'm going in with that olive green, which I never thought I could wear olive green, but it's slowly becoming one of my favorites to do and give more dimension to my outer V. So I'm just going into that outer V and I'm just patting the color in first. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want it to be more defined and have more color impact at the very outer part of my eye. And I'm dragging that color outside of my eyelid to give a elongation of my eye. So I'm going to do the same process on this side. And the brush that I'm using is a Morphe brush, and I will put a link at the bottom to the brush that I'm using. And I try to stay with a couple of brushes without using one too many brushes, because I feel like as long as you clean them, you know, I like to use a smaller brush because a bigger brush, I feel like I have less control. So if I use a small brush, then I can kind of, you know, be a little more precise with where I want the color to go. But if you use something that's big and fluffy, you're gonna make a mess and you're not gonna have as much control with your eyeshadow. So now I'm just checking it out to see how it's blending. Just packing on a little more color because I felt like it was patchy on that side. So I wanted to kind of fill in that patchiness. So now I'm just going to highlight the brow bone, and I'm using that lightest color in that Nomad palette to just highlight my brow bone. And when you do this, I always try to blend it out with my finger because I don't want a harsh line. So that's the purpose of me using my finger. So now I'm doing my lid. I did not base my lid other than using the existing concealer that we did at the very beginning. So I am just packing on that matte, it's like a yellow. And here I made the mistake of going to the wrong yellow. So this is a brighter yellow and it has glitter in it. And I just noticed I used the wrong one. So, well, looks like I'm gonna have to go ahead and, you know, make that work. So what you do to one side, you gotta do to the other. So I'm going in with that yellow, that glittery yellow, and I'm gonna do that to the next side so it can match. But it actually turned out really nice. So it was a oopsie, but it was a nice oopsie. And one thing I like to do, I always use my fingers to assist me with my makeup. So I always start off with nice clean hands if you're like me, because I'm going to be using my fingers to help me blend out a lot of the powders. So now I'm going in with that deeper green, and as you can see, I'm just patting it into the outer V just to give it a little more dimension and to add a little more green to my eye look, because I'm wearing a green dress today. So as I stated, I had to turn my ring light on because I was doing my eye makeup and I was recording, so I wanted you guys to see the eye makeup a little bit better, so that's why I turned that ring light on, because it kind of like pales out my foundation, but my foundation is not that pale. So I'm just doing a little touch up to the eyelid. And one thing about doing your makeup, here I'm going in with the Patrick Star One Size, his liquid eyeliner. Now I'll put some links below, and I'll put the description in the description box. I'll put the products that I use in the description box if you're interested. And because I'm older, guys, I have to pull my eyelid. I have to pull the skin like that so that I can make sure I actually line my eye. So I pull the skin taut so that I can get the line the way that I want it. Because just trying to freehand it like that, you know, I have a overlap, or what they call the what do they call that? When your skin kind of overlaps your lid a little bit. So I have that going on. So that's why another reason why I pull the skin like that. Now I'm just putting on some mascara, and I believe this is the Maybelline Fireworks mascara. So here I'm just putting on some concealer, and that's the LA Pro concealer, and I'll put the information below. And one thing about foundation, and I was actually talking to one of my cousins about this, when you're doing your foundation, one thing that I've learned over the years of applying makeup is that I don't want my face to look flat and one-dimensional. So you start off with a foundation that is the color of your skin. You want to use a highlighter, which is a little bit lighter than your skin, maybe 1 to 2 shades lighter, maybe 2 to 3, just depends on the look you're going for. And then you're going to also want to use a bronzer or a darker foundation or powder. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you the depth and the contour and the warmth. It's going to add the warmth back in your face. So you don't want to use just one color. So when you do your foundation, just always remember, if you're just trying to, if you're trying to get, if your face looks flat, you might want to just add either some warmth to your face, or you might want to add warmth and highlight. It just depends on what the look you're going for, what you're trying to do. But one color makes your face look flat, so just remember that. So now I'm just going in with the Patrick Star blurring powder, and the color of the powder is actually a pink. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if I can wear this. This is pink. So that's why I'm looking at it like that. It's pink. So I'm just like, I don't think this is gonna work with my skin. So I was trying to show you guys it's pink, but I have that light on, so I'm a little concerned, but hey, I'm gonna try it. So I'm just applying that with a nice little small fluffy brush. And to be honest with you guys, this powder is the bomb. I'm gonna go and buy the big container of it. This powder is awesome. I was highly impressed with the powder. Yeah, it doesn't go on looking pink at all, and it actually blurs out your skin. I don't know how they got it to do that, but I was highly impressed. So I'm just going in with some darker powder, just with the color of my skin tone, and it was the Laura Mercier powder. So I just put that on as my foundation color powder. Now I'm going in with Patrick Starr's Turn Up the Base powder, and I'm using this is a darker color, so I'm using this to add some warmth back into my skin because it's looking a little pale and flat. So we need to add some dimension and we need to add some warmth back into that skin. So this is going to do it for me. So with that same Patrick Starr Turn Up the Base powder, I'm going to go and add some warmth to my nose so that my nose won't look so flat, because my nose has that color, that powder on it. So I'm just trying to add a little dimension to my nose, doing a little contouring. And one thing that I've learned about doing this is I always try to use a powder that is like maybe no more than 2 shades darker than my skin tone, because I don't want it to look harsh and I don't want it to look, you know, too made up and too obvious. And what's going to happen after I do all this with all of this powder is that we're going to take and we're going to use some setting spray to help melt some of this powder into the skin so it doesn't look like the powder is sitting on top of your skin. So that's the purpose of using a setting spray. Now here I'm just going in with some duo glue, and this is clear. This is my favorite glue, and I'm just putting it over top of where I want my lashes to go. And the purpose of me using my eyeliner was to give me a guideline of where to put my lashes. So I'm just following my guideline, and this is going to dry clear, so I'm not too concerned about if I put too much glue or not. Now I'm just going in and I am putting some eyeliner, some black eyeliner into my waterline. And I believe this is the Maybelline True Tattoo eyeliner. Listen to some music, get my groove on. So now I'm just adding some lashes to make those eyes pop a little bit more. And this technique is like the best technique to put your lashes on. If you just take your brush, your eyeliner glue brush, and trace your eyeliner. And I know some people like to use an eyeliner pen, but I prefer to use regular eyeliner and then use the glue because it always works. Sometimes those eyeliner pens, the glue is already like dried out, so, and it doesn't give you a nice dark line. So it's a great concept, but the practice of it isn't always the best, so I prefer to do it this way. And the lashes go right on. So now I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips, and I am using Kiss's, I think it's purple brown or either plum, to line my lips. And I've been wearing this color, guys, since I cannot get out of the plum. I'm a little bit older, and I used to wear plum when I was a teenager, and it's so hard for me to wear other colors, but that's like my signature lip colors, like a plum. I used to wear something called Cherry Jubilee from Avon back in the day. So for those of you who know what I'm talking about, give me a hit the like button for Cherry Jubilee from Avon. All right, so now I'm just using some Huda Beauty's matte nude lipstick, and I'm gonna go over top of that with some Juvia's Place clear lip gloss. Now we're gonna go into using another one of Patrick Starr's products, and this is On Till Dawn. This is the setting spray. And this is the final look. I hope you guys like it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a few things. I hope I was able to assist in some way. I will see you guys on the next one. Please hit the like button. Bye.